This is a full story. Kitten wishes you all a happy and enjoyable story. When Hailey threatened to break up with me again, I was burning the midnight oil preparing my promotion materials. Rockey, I'm giving you 20 minutes. Take a cab and come apologize, or we're done. I froze on the spot. This performance review means everything to me. Can we save the drama for another day? She let out a cold hum. Drama, so work really is more important than me. Fine, let's break up. Don't forget, one call from me and you'll never get that promotion. At that moment, a string of subtitles appeared before my eyes. Oh, the female lead is throwing harsh words, but the male lead won't take it seriously, right? Little sweetheart already secured him the promotion in secret. As long as he shows he's willing to give up his future for love, she'll even hand him the CEO position. There's no way she'd ruin his career. We avoidants are like that, saying no when we mean yes, pushing away the one we love while hoping to hold on. Right now, she's twisting her shirt hem waiting for him to show up. This bitter love game is just too addictive to watch. Half in doubt, I hesitated on whether to go find her. Then a WeChat message popped up. Heard manager Rockey lost his shot at promotion. Interested in switching companies. I stared at the stranger's message for a long time. When did this person even add me? Could it be Hailey using a burner account to test me? But I quickly shook off that idea. Hailey, the spoiled heiress, would never stoop so low. In our 10-year relationship, I was always the one to apologize and make peace. Whenever she said break up, I'd jump in a cab to beg her back. That scene never got old, though it numbed me. It was my blind devotion that made her fearless. So who sent the message? The subtitles answered right away. Her nemesis overheard the breakup in the hallway. She immediately reached out to the male lead. That was fast. He's not just her boyfriend. He's also a rising star at H Corporation. Serena, the head of the rival company, of course would try to poach him. Don't defend her. Serena clearly has a crush on him. Everyone in the chat knows it. This job offer isn't just business. It's personal. So it was Serena. Last time, I led a team against S Group and won the project. At the business dinner, the client joked, "You two fought hard for the bid. Why not add each other on with chat?" Serena didn't even glance my way. I stood beside her with a stiff smile until she reluctantly opened her phone for me to scan. To outsiders, it probably looked like I was harassing her. I thought she'd delete me as soon as she got home. Turns out she didn't, but I only half trusted what the subtitles said. Industry folks knew Hailey and I were together, but in public, she always kept me at arm's length. They said I was just her obedient servant. Serena had mocked me before, a servant who sleeps for free. Hailey sure knows how to pick boyfriends. What a savvy businesswoman. Serena looked down on me. I figured this olive branch was less about poaching me and more about disgust Hailey. I skipped her message and opened the voice note from Hailey's assistant. "Rockey, come get Miss Hailey. She's drunk and refuses to leave." He even sent a video of her causing a scene. I hesitated, then decided to get dressed and head out. But when the video hit the 30-second mark, I stopped. I heard Tony's voice. "Here we go again. She called her childhood friend just to make me jealous. She knows it works. Every time she throws Tony in my face, I lose it. Come on, man, go to her. I promise. If you apologize tonight, she'll melt into your arms like a kitten." I knew her too well. Every time she yelled, "Break up," seeing me cry and beg made her feel so loved. I froze. Turns out the subtitles weren't a hallucination. The heart-wrenching love story. I was the male lead. Hailey was the female lead. Just like they said, she loved making a scene and adored the chase. If I refused to go, she'd send people to persuade me. If I did go, she'd never back down right away. Once I flew to see her with a high fever, she wouldn't even look at me, just clung tightly to Tony. "Who told you to bring him? I hate my ex." She watched me freeze in place helpless. Then she smirked. "Didn't you have the guts to break up? Now you regret it." Just as I turned to leave, she clung to me like a kitten, held my hand, and didn't let go all night. She cared for my fever without sleep. The next day, we traveled together. She showered me with gifts, making up for everything in silence. Once I asked, "Aren't you afraid I'll leave after all this pain?" She snuggled into my arms. "That's the fun of it. My husband would never leave me. Rockey, remember, as long as you take one step toward me, I'll take the other 99. She said it so easily, because I was the one who always hurt. She didn't know. Being hurt over and over only left me exhausted. Where was the fun in that? I didn't even want to take one more step. This draining love, I couldn't handle it anymore. I didn't reply. The assistant kept calling. I softened. Should I coax her one last time? Then Tony messaged me. "Bro, no need to come. Wei and I are going to watch the sunrise." He attached a secret video. "Hailey, Rocky's not here yet. You think he's serious this time?" Hailey downed her drink. "Let him go. I'm not scared. Didn't you always want to watch the sunrise with me? Let's go." She glanced toward the camera. She knew Tony was filming. I took a deep breath and firmly set my phone aside. I continued perfecting my presentation. Instead of believing she secured my promotion, I'd rather believe in myself. Hailey and Tony were born with silver spoons. They didn't need to work hard, but I was different. I was poor, and hard work was all I had. Hailey never came home that night. I didn't sleep either. The next day, I entered the meeting room with dark circles. Hailey was already there, looking flawless and commanding. Such a sharp contrast to the childish chaos from last night. I nervously delivered my presentation. When I finished, she applauded gracefully. Her gaze was calm and friendly. I was puzzled. No scolding this this time. After the meeting, I saw gift bags on everyone's desks. The finance director said enviously, "While having a CEO girlfriend is awesome, she even sent gifts for your promotion." The receptionist coughed. "They're from the new executive assistant." The director froze. "Limited edition perfumes as welcome gifts. What a classy way to humiliate the underdog." Admin glanced at me awkwardly. "The new assistant is from the T family, often seen visiting the CEO." Hailey paid for the gifts, said it was to help her childhood friend make a good impression. Every word hit me like a bullet. So Tony got hired. He always wanted to work at H Corp, to stay close to Hailey. The T family had long urged for their marriage. Hailey always refused, but overnight, she agreed. She even made him her personal assistant. That was a seat her real boyfriend never had. I tried not to think about what happened last night. Just as I opened my files, a colleague said Hailey wanted to see me. I walked to the CEO's office. Tony was behind her, hands resting lightly on her shoulders. Their intimate posture stabbed me in the chest. I cleared my throat. Tony jumped back. His smile vanished. "Rocky, you've worked for years. Still don't know to knock before entering." I blinked. I never knocked before entering Hailey's office. "Sorry, next time you're being intimate, remember to close the door." Hailey had expected me to be jealous. Instead, I embarrassed her. Her cheeks turned red, but she still put on her CEO face. "Boss Hailey, what are your orders?" She cleared her throat. "About your promotion. The board has decided to put it on hold." Tony looked at me gloating. I stared at the floor and nodded. "So just because I didn't beg, Hailey killed my promotion." My chest tightened under the weight. My hands trembled. Thank God the subtitles prepared me for this. "Got it." Silence filled the room. The air was thick. "If you want to fight for it, no need." I cut her off. "I'll follow the company's arrangement. If there's nothing else, I'll leave." "Rocky." I turned. She adjusted her hair unnaturally. "Tony will take over the City A project. You don't need to handle it anymore. Hand it off to him later." I froze. I spent half a year preparing for that project. No vacations. Alcohol till my stomach bled, just to make it work. This project was my proof. My chance to prove I wasn't riding her coattails. Even Hailey helped behind the scenes. Now, when it was about to shine, she casually handed it to Tony. Tony needs a win to establish himself. The City A project is high profile, perfect for practice. I stared at her with bloodshot eyes. "You know this project is my lifeline. Why are you doing this to me?" She smiled coldly. "Told you I'm petty and hold grudges. Besides, I'm the boss. I don't need your permission to reassign projects. If you don't like it, quit. The door's right there." Tony smirked. I looked at them both, one mocking, one unfazed. They both assumed I wouldn't leave. Fine, I quit. I slammed my badge on the ground. Hailey's smile vanished. Her face darkened. "Don't think just because you're my boyfriend, you can throw tantrums. Don't think I won't fire you." I met her eyes coldly. "Boss Hailey, have you forgotten we broke up?" She choked on her words. Tony tried to ease the tension. "Hailey, maybe we should stop. I don't want to cause a fight." He gently patted her back. "I just joined. If I mess it up, Rocky's efforts will be wasted." His smug face practically screamed victory. Hailey patted his hand gently. "If it fails, it's fine. It's just a project. Think of it as a gift." Rage surged through me. I clenched my fists, so tight my palms bled. A company that gifts projects to please people isn't worth staying at. Take it. My efforts were wasted on dogs. Tony stood up. "Who are you calling a dog?" I smirked. "You know, Rocky." Hailey slammed the table. I turned and walked out. Without looking back, I dragged myself back to my desk like a walking corpse. Only after everyone had left did I finally rest my head on the table. Then the bullet screen reappeared. The male lead is clueless. The female lead was acting. As soon as he walked out, she kicked Tony out too. She just wanted to see if he'd get jealous and cave in. But she didn't expect him to be so stubborn, quitting just to preserve his pride. When you date someone more powerful, you've got to lower your posture even if you're a man. How can you expect both love and dignity? Who's going to pay for his mother's medical bills now? Pride doesn't convert into money. The bullet screen was right. My mother's illness relied on expensive imported medication. The salary from Hailey's company had been covering that. If I lost that support, I might lose the only family I had. While I struggled to decide, Hailey texted me first. "Come and apologize to Tony. If you're sincere enough, I might consider giving you the project back. I'll even let you lead the next major project at H Corporation. And your work badge. Come take it back yourself." It was the first time Hailey ever backed down. Even the bullet screen pleaded on her behalf. The Ice Queen finally lowered her head. "Do you know how hard that must be for someone like her? Us emotionally avoidant types don't beg unless we love deeply." Treasure her male lead. Yes, Hailey was proud and difficult, but she had always treated me well. If I could endure a little drama, she was the perfect girlfriend. But I still rejected her without hesitation. I'll hand in my resignation to the HR director today. She seemed angry. Replied instantly, "Are you serious? Fine. Don't come crying back to me. Don't regret it later. You're throwing away a good job and a good relationship over a tantrum." I pounded my chest. 10 years of love I couldn't let go. This job I cherished just as much, but I couldn't accept being treated like this. Hailey had a black hole inside her, a void she tried to fill by hurting me. I couldn't see the end of it. I couldn't justify it to myself. Better for me to end it now than keep suffering. I sent my resignation, then opened Serena's chat. "President Serena, is your offer still open?" She replied instantly, "Yes, but not for Hailey's boyfriend. I said, don't worry, we broke up. I quit too. She didn't respond. My heart sank. Was I right? Was she only trying to get back at Hailey? A long while later, her message popped up. She sent a photo of a huge office with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the river. CBD area worth a fortune. Your office is ready. Come downstairs. I'll pick you up myself. I let out a laugh. How much did Serena hate Hailey to give such perks to someone who just quit H Corp? Thanks, President Serena. Once I finish the handover, I'll head over. She replied, no need. Skip the handover. Gross her out for me. I'll pay the penalty fee. Then another message. Breakups are painful. Take time to say goodbye. Need a drinking buddy tonight. I'm free. I held my forehead. Only a rich heiress would talk like that. No wonder people said Serena was bold and unpredictable. How was I supposed to respond to that? Hailey didn't show up all afternoon. She was busy introducing Tony to every department. A personal welcome tour. Unprecedented in H Corp history. I remembered when I first joined. Hailey had just gotten her footing at the company. She didn't want gossip, so we kept our relationship secret. She asked me to understand, and I did. Hailey had been kidnapped as a child, taken to a slum near my home. She spent 3 years following me around, picking up scraps, eating leftovers. Then she was found and brought back to her real family. Her parents had already moved on, showering love on her younger brother. To them, she was a shameful past. She studied hard, worked harder, just to earn their approval, to support her. I pretended not to know her for my first 2 years at H Corp. Only after I proved myself with several successful projects did she proudly tell everyone I was her boyfriend. Now, even with the rumors of her and Tony's engagement, she made no effort to avoid suspicion, enthusiastically introducing him around. That favoritism stung. See, told you Hailey would end up with someone from her own world. Tony joining now is just laying the groundwork for their marriage. Some people climb into the boss's bed and dream of soaring through the ranks. Look at your background before dreaming. Now that I was resigning, those who disliked me no longer hid it. They said anything they wanted in front of me. I didn't care. I grew up digging through trash, raising myself on scraps. I was used to this. Then the HR manager called. Her tone awkward. Manager Rockey. Tony said your office has a better view. He wants it. Boss Hailey asked me to tell you to move out immediately. I paused, then rasped out. Okay. Just then the IT staff arrived. I'm here to watch you hand over your materials. Make sure I can see every move you make. Otherwise, H Corp will sue you for leaking company secrets. He said it loudly. Colleagues whispered all around me. I looked at my computer, already locked out of my account, and laughed bitterly. Hailey wanted me humiliated, even while quitting. She wanted me to leave in shame. I numbly packed my things, threw out anything that reminded me of her. Carrying my box, I walked to the elevator and ran into Tony. Hailey stood next to him, holding his arm. Tony stopped me. Rocky, don't leave yet. Boss is treating the whole company to a sushi buffet to welcome me. Come eat before you go. It's $5,800 per person. I'm afraid once you leave, you'll never afford it again. Hailey smirked but said nothing. Bullet screen exploded. Second male lead, how shameless. That dinner was meant to celebrate the male lead's promotion. Male lead, please just go back to her. If you don't, she'll fall into the second male's trap tonight. I shoved Tony aside. Get out of the way. I'm not going. He grabbed my arm. What? Too ashamed to show up after getting dumped? Or is it because everyone knows you had no ability and you're running away in disgrace? Looking at his smug face, I couldn't hold it in. Punched him. Get lost. You're not worthy of sitting at the same table as me. Tony clutched his bloody nose, whining to Hailey. He hit me. He has to pay for this. Hailey stepped in front of him. Rocky, haven't you made enough of a scene? I didn't break up with you because of Tony. Stop taking it out on him. Seeing her defend him, I felt nothing but mockery. If I could hit women, I'd have slapped her too. Forget it. I don't argue with trash. What did you say? Tony shoved me hard. I hit a sharp edge on the wall. Pain seared through my back. Hailey moved slightly, but chose to protect Tony. Keep this up, and I won't go easy on you. I looked at her cold, distant face and laughed. Boss Hailey, I just hit your little lover. What are you going to do about it? Call the cops. Hailey didn't. I strode out of the building. A pink Ferrari honked outside. Rocky, a girl, leaned out the window. Stylish sunglasses perched on her light brown curls. She looked like a model in a luxury car commercial. She had redone her makeup 10 times just for this moment. Once she heard I broke up, she topped up her beauty clinic card with $100K. I sighed again, but still smiled and walked over. President Serena, what a coincidence. She pouted and gestured for me to get in. Not really. I've been waiting. Spent a fortune to poach you. Time to put you to work. Let's go to the office first. Get things sorted. She smirked. Rev the engine. Don't worry. After the meeting, I'll take you to the airport, so you won't miss your breakup trip. You knew I bought a ticket. Just bought a stake in that airline last week. Serena in 10 centimeter heels led me into the office. No small talk. No pleasantries. Immediately assigned someone to brief me. Turns out, this supposed socialite was razor sharp at work. Petite body, immense energy. After the meeting, she took me to the airport. At the gate, she handed me a gift pack. For you. Safe travels. We'll meet again soon. Her words were cryptic, but I didn't think too much. Serena had always been unpredictable. Then came Hailey's message barrage. Whose car did you get in? Are you cheating on me? I told you I can't tolerate betrayal. Then another message. I see. You hired some woman to act and make me jealous. Childish. I laughed. She thought Serena was a hired actress. Talk about double standards. So her and Tony's flirting wasn't betrayal, but Serena was a problem. You're not waking up someone who's pretending to sleep. Boss Hailey, we're over. I quit too. Who I ride with is none of your business. She called immediately. You've gone too far. Throwing a tantrum like a kid. I laughed. You broke up with me. She snapped. So what if I did? Don't you know me by now? I told you. You only have to take one step forward, and I'll take the other 99. I'm tired. Hailey, I've stepped forward so many times. I can't do it anymore. She fell silent, then softened, then rest. I'll pick you up for dinner tonight. I've already taken the first step. Don't be ungrateful. A deep unease crept into me. I don't want to go to Tony's welcome party. She clicked her tongue. It wasn't for him. It was supposed to celebrate your promotion. You had to ruin it. So I made it a welcome dinner despite you. Fine. We'll talk about your promotion later. If you're embarrassed, I'll announce it once things cool down. I snapped. Hailey, listen carefully. We broke up. I quit. I'm not coming tonight. She gritted her teeth. Must we fight to the end? In every relationship, someone has to compromise. Is it so hard to give in for your girlfriend? I laughed bitterly. You think I haven't compromised enough? When will you stop being so self-centered? And actually listen. I said I'm tired. You're lying. She screamed. You just never cared about me. You broke up with me for that woman. After 10 years. This is how you repay me. I felt powerless. Like I wanted to reach through the screen to shut her up. But all I could do was hang up and board the plane. As the flight attendant made safety announcements, I leaned back and looked out the window. Behind me, 10 long years of entanglement with Hailey, full of love, tears, grievances, and suffocating repression. Ahead of me, a sky wide open, a brand new beginning. My colleague sent me a video of the welcome dinner. Hailey sat with a dark expression, silent, downing glass after glass of alcohol. She kept asking people if the driver had picked me up. The employees barely dared to breathe, knowing her explosion was imminent. Only Tony remained clueless. He paraded around like a peacock, soaking up the attention. The comment section split into two sides, arguing intensely. Some blamed me, saying a man should always be the one to apologize during a fight, that Hailey had already given me a way out, and I was just being stubborn. Others said that Hailey clearly knew I cared about my work, yet gave away the project I fought so hard for, that she mixed love with work in a way that showed no boundaries. Someone else said Hailey didn't need my career. She was rich. She just wanted a man who would love her unconditionally and do what she said. If that's being a kept man, they wanted it too. Some even said, if the male lead doesn't want her, I'll take his place. He's about to lose her anyway. Then came the outrageous line. Next scene, the second male lead and Hailey will sleep together. I didn't know if that was true, but they reminded me of something. Hailey's love had always come with suffocating control. I used to think it was because she loved me too much. That was why she had to control me. She micromanaged everything in my life. From major life decisions to what shirt I should wear the next day. I had to always be available for video calls, share my location, report my whereabouts. Originally, my profession had nothing to do with H Corporation, but she insisted I work there. She said she couldn't stand me being out of her sight. I had lost my father early. My mother was ill, and I grew up lonely. Hailey made me feel needed, and I craved that feeling. But once I stepped into society, I realized this was not a healthy relationship. I wanted space, dignity, and independence. Hailey became more anxious. She would get angry when I was assigned business trips, accusing me of neglecting her. Later, she realized I was terrified of losing her. That became her weapon. She kept testing me with breakups, just to see if I would stay. She had once suggested I quit my job, stay by her side, be her full-time house husband. Just imagining that made me feel trapped. I'm a man. I want a career. I want to be my own person, not some spineless parasite. Every time she got drunk, she would bring it up, forcing me to choose between quitting or breaking up. It wore me down. I developed severe depression. I counted the days, waiting for the end of our relationship. This recent fallout was just the final straw. I finally saw it clearly. If we couldn't resolve our differences, then we needed to end everything. The freedom felt amazing. No constant check-ins, no arguments. I felt truly happy during my trip, except for one unexpected encounter. On the second day, I ran into Serena. She said it was pure coincidence. I wasn't so sure. The comments insisted it was all planned. Later, Serena kept accidentally showing up around me. Eventually, I started to believe she might genuinely like me. After the trip, Serena urged me to return to work. Hailey found out I joined S Corporation. She lost her composure, sending a flood of messages to curse Serena. Soon after, Hailey and Tony publicly announced their relationship. They kissed on a yacht under the sunset, looking like a perfect couple. That photo went viral. Tony, in case I missed it, even screenshotted some net comments. We're getting married soon. Don't get any ideas. I scoffed and blocked them, but I couldn't avoid their gossip. Hailey buying a sky-high diamond at an auction to celebrate their 1-month anniversary. Driving 100 kilometers at midnight to find the perfect purple tomatoes for Tony's favorite dish. Serena updated me daily. I'm not interested in my ex's life, I told her. She pouted, pointing at the latest engagement headline. I just want you to stay informed about your rivals. I raised an eyebrow. My rival's love life counts as business intel now. She shrugged. Then let me criticize your work. For example, did you know your boss is single, wants a boyfriend, is loyal, and loves to act cute? I choked. What? She pushed her glasses awkwardly. Rocky, you really need to improve your professional awareness. Just when I thought Hailey had truly moved on, she reappeared. That night, after finishing a dinner event with Serena, I was about to call a cab home. Turning a corner, I ran into Hailey. Hubby, she hugged me from behind. Startled, I yanked her arms away. Hailey, you're engaged. Keep your distance. Your husband's name is Tony, not me. She clung tighter, her cheek pressed against my back. The heat of alcohol rushed into my nose. I frowned. What fiancé? It was all fake, meant to provoke you. Everything I did was to make you jealous. So you'd come back and fight for me. She cried harder. Please, let's stop fighting. I don't love him. I love you. Just say you love me, and I'll break off the engagement tonight. I pried her fingers away. Hailey, let go. She wrapped around me again like a child. Not letting go. Unless you say you love me. You always gave in when I cried. Comments erupted. She gave in. She really loves you. She said your name when she was with Tony. Please take her back. She gave her body to another, but her heart is still yours. Others argued. She's too timing. Don't fall for it. Then she dropped to her knees. Come back. I'll cancel the marriage. Everything I did for him, I'll double for you. Her pleading was endless. I sneered. Did you sleep with him? Her face turned red, then pale. He forced me when I was drunk. It wasn't what I wanted. I swear it won't happen again. I pushed her away. So the second time, the third, the nights he spent in your room too. She panicked. How did you know? Let me explain. My heart sank. I had only guessed, but it was true. You disgust me. You say you don't love him, yet you kept sleeping with him. What part of that was real? She looked defeated. I was wrong. But then her eyes lit with defiance. But you were wrong too. If you hadn't been so stubborn, I wouldn't have done this. I have endless money. I can support you forever. Why should you worry about your stupid job? You'll never earn more than me anyway. Trying to be independent is pointless. I only wanted your love. Everything fell apart because you wouldn't give in. I stayed silent. She went on. Tony treats me like I'm everything. If you had been half as devoted, we wouldn't have ended up like this. I laughed bitterly. So this was her love. Mold me into her perfect puppet. Cut off my edges with pain. When I cared about my job, she destroyed it. When I cared about her, she rubbed a new lover in my face. Then she claimed I was the one who started it all. What a joke. I finally saw the truth. Since Tony is right for you, go be with him. I gestured for her to stop talking. I've always relied on myself. My job is my source of security. I can never give it up to revolve around you. We're not right for each other. Let it go. I turned away, leaving her kneeling in the dark. I thought it was over, but Tony wouldn't let it go. The next morning, he stormed into S Corporation. As I typed at my desk, I heard gasps from outside. Sir, you can't just barge into the office. Footsteps pounded toward me. Then a fist crashed into my face. In front of everyone, Tony punched me hard. The office was in chaos. Everyone stared at us with curious eyes. Trash, you two already broke up, and you're still trying to seduce Hailey. Tony slammed a stack of photos on the desk. Everyone gathered around. In the pictures, Hailey was hugging me tightly. Because of the angle, our struggling looked strangely intimate and entangled. The room exploded with whispers. I thought he had integrity. Turns out he just wants to mooch off her again. I hate these exes. My last breakup ended with my ex making drama in the name of can't let go. Seeing the tide of opinion, Tony looked smug. I wiped the blood from the corner of my mouth and said calmly, Hailey wanted to get back together. I turned her down. You can ask her if you don't believe me. Tony laughed as if he'd heard the joke of the century. Who'd believe that? Everyone knows you're Hailey's #1 simp. If she really wanted to get back with you, you'd be wagging your tail begging for it. Listen up, Rocky. I'm her fiancé now. Our families are about to merge. Don't overestimate yourself and try to play the old flame card. My anger boiled over. I told you, I didn't beg her to reconcile. You better keep an eye on your fiancé and tell her to stop coming to me. Tony crossed his arms and gave me a disdainful look. Still playing tough. Hailey has me now. Why would she want you back? She told me you were just a toy. A rich girl's way to experience poor life. And you took it seriously. My fist clenched, knuckles turning white. She really said that. I could accept her falling for someone else, but not turning what we had into a rich girl's game of slumming it. The looks from my coworkers shifted. Disdain, sympathy, mockery at my foolishness. Tony, go back. Hailey's voice came from behind. When she saw me, her cold eyes flickered with unease. I pointed at Tony. He said you were only playing with me, that it was all to experience life as a poor person. Is it true? The chat exploded. Don't believe it, male lead. It's just something Tony made up. Our heroine never said that. Her guy's eyes are red. She drinks every night thinking of you. Please reconcile already. This misunderstanding is killing me. Hailey's eyes darted around. She looked at Tony, then at me. She replied calmly, how I discussed the past with my fiancé is none of your business. We are done. Now I just want to live a good life with him. She turned away, avoiding my gaze. The office let out a collective sigh. By standing with Tony, she basically admitted he wasn't lying, even about me trying to seduce her. I laughed. Oh God, girl, can't you drop the pride just once? else. You're clearly not thinking like this. This is the first time I'm truly disappointed in her. Someone this obsessed with face deserves to lose their love. I'm no longer on her side. This is a workplace. You two need to leave. You're disrupting our operations. Also Tony for slandering me. I'll be taking legal action. I picked up the phone to call the police. Suddenly the sound of high heels silenced the room. Boss Hailey was busy kneeling to her ex last night, and today she's here showing off with her current fiancé. What an energy-act life. Looks like H Group doesn't have much business these days. Boss Hailey should spend more time running her company. I'd hate to lose such a worthy rival so soon. Serena strolled in, hands in her pockets. Her tone was lazy. What is S Group Hailey's boudoir now? You're reenacting a catfight scene in my office. She waved a portable hard drive. By the way, I happened to catch a great scene last night outside Bistro. The footage matches Tony's photos. Want to see the unedited version? Then I remembered Serena had told me she held shares in that restaurant. No wonder she had access to the surveillance footage. Tony and Hailey turned pale. Tony grabbed her arm. Hailey, is it true? Did you really go beg Rockey to take you back last night? Her face said it all. She looked down and addressed Serena. President Serena, sorry for the disturbance, but this is our private matter. It seems inappropriate for you to step in. Serena walked over smiling and wrapped her arm around mine. In front of everyone's stunned eyes, she kissed me on the cheek. What's inappropriate? If someone's bullying my boyfriend, I have every right to protect him. My heart skipped. Serena, what are you pulling this time? Hailey's fury landed on our linked hands. She suddenly burst out laughing. So this is why you were so eager to break up. You already found a backup. I really misjudged you, Rockey. Serena scoffed. Hailey, maybe you should get your head checked. Last month I was at a bar and heard you bring up the breakup yourself. I was going to thank you. You gave up such a great man and opened the door for me. Oh, and about that engagement with Tony. I saw you kneeling last night, begging Rockey to take you back, saying you never loved Tony. What's that about, huh? You rich folks and your messy love lives. So hard for us outsiders to understand. Tony stared at Hailey in disbelief. Tell me, is it true? Serena covered her mouth. Of course it's true. I also heard. Shut up. Hailey lunged forward and, before anyone could react, slapped Serena hard across the face. Serena fell to the floor. Slut, shut your mouth. I won't let you drive a wedge between us. Chaos erupted. Security came to escort Hailey and Tony out. Only then did the drama end. Inside the CEO's office, I helped Serena ice her cheek. She winced from the cold. I paused and said, President Serena, thank you. She waved it off. It's nothing. I just hate scumbags. This world is so unfair. Someone like Maloyal and Karingi's still single. If you were my boyfriend, I lowered my gaze. But I'm not your boyfriend. Thanks again. I'll clarify to everyone that we're not really together. You only said that to help me. Her cheeks flushed. Or we could be real. I've liked you for a long time. I've been waiting for Hailey to let go of you. The comments exploded. The second female lead confessed. Last time she added him on WeChat, she was so excited she couldn't sleep. Doesn't he recognize her? The bespectacled junior who watched him run every morning. Of course not. Back then he only had eyes for the female lead. If only he knew. The girl who used to be an unloved daughter in her family rose to power to outshine Hailey, just to catch his attention. Fine. Hailey's hopeless. I officially ship Rockey and Serena. I stayed silent. She got flustered again, trying to act casual. It's okay if you don't agree now. As long as you stay at S Group, I believe you'll fall for me eventually. But her hands were nervously twisting the hem of her shirt. I handed her the ice pack. Sorry to disappoint you, President Serena. I'm resigning. She stood up from her chair. I continued. After everything that happened, me staying would only harm the company's image. It's the right thing to do. She thought for a moment, then looked at me carefully. Will we still see each other after you leave? I nodded, smiling. I'll stay in this industry. Sooner or later, we'll meet again at some event. Her face fell with disappointment. You know that's not what I meant. Rockey, compared to Hailey, what do I lack? In background looks body. I can treat you better than she ever did. Won't you give me a chance? I raised my hand, stopping her. You're great, but I want to focus on work. I don't want anyone to think I gotta head through a relationship. If we date now, we'll fall into the same trap as before. You're the superior. We'll never love each other equally. She stayed quiet for a long time, then smiled in acceptance and offered her hand. All right, I respect your decision. If you ever want to come back, S Group's doors are always open. We shook hands. As I was leaving, she called out, Rockey, I admire your talent and personality. Please believe me, I didn't fall for you to get back at Hailey. If we meet again, may I pursue you? I moved far away with my mom to Washington. The health care there was better. With new medication, her illness came under better control. I found a new job in the same field, with much better pay than in Texas. Through news and gossip, I gradually learned about Hailey and Tony. Tony realized he was just a tool for Hailey to get back at me. He wanted to call off the engagement, but Hailey hated that he confronted me and insisted on marrying him. After they got married, Hailey started dating models, cheating again and again. They fought constantly. Hailey poured all her energy into fighting Tony, neglecting H Group. S Group took advantage, stealing several key projects. H Group's stock plummeted. The family was furious, already valuing sons over daughters. They used her marriage as an excuse to remove her from the company and took all her shares. Without the status of CEO, Tony lost all fear of her. He had only married her for the wealth. Now that she was useless, he wanted a richer wife. He brought women home every other day, even live-streamed his swinger parties to mock her. The T family was humiliated. Instead of gaining H Group's wealth, Tony became the joke of the elite circle. They cut off the couple's allowance. One day, Tony brought another woman home and shamelessly proposed a threesome. Hailey snapped, a long-time gym-goer. Her stabs were fatal. Tony and the woman died that night. The next day, Hailey took one last drink and made one final call to turn herself in. I saw Serena again 3 years later at an industry summit. By then, I had become one of the top figures in the field. Serena treated me like royalty. After receiving the Industry Influencer of the Year award, she stopped me backstage. Compared to 3 years ago, she was more mature and composed under her charm. She extended her hand. Should I call you President Rockey now? I smiled and shook her hand. President Serena, long time no see. Her eyes sparkled with admiration. I can't believe it only took 3 years for you to become my equal. I really didn't misjudge you. Can I buy you a drink after this event? I looked at her familiar features. Remembering the promise from 3 years ago, I smiled and gestured for her to lead the way. Of course, the end. If you like Kitten's story, please follow and like it. Updated every morning at 9 a.m.